Hi, I'm Shannon. I want to talk housing as we age. And I often have a lot of questions. What is the difference between an assisted living facility, between a nursing home, independent living, or staying home? And I'm going to go through each of them and talk a little bit about what types of services you can get with each. The first is staying home, and it is by far the most popular and sought after type of placement. The difficulty, of course, is the cost, and the cost for staying home typically runs between $18,000 to $20,000 a month if you have round-the-clock care and you're paying someone hourly to stay there. And it can get much higher. We have a client right now, and the cost is about $50,000 a month for her to stay with pretty high medical assistance. The next level of care is independent living. I love independent living. It feels like being on a cruise ship. There's usually swimming pools and activities and trips and out to lunch bunch, and there's often little bus trips over to the supermarket. I really, independent living is a lot of fun for people, and it can be a very social time. Meals are provided, and they don't do prescribing medications, but you can usually kind of pool with other people if you need help with that, or with other type of caregiving services. Usually independent living will allow people to kind of use the same types of providers, and so there's some efficiency there built in, so you can stay in independent living longer. The next level is assisted living. And assisted living facilities typically have medication provision. The meals will be provided. They'll get people 2 meals. There'll be a button to push if there's an emergency. They want you to check in. Sometimes they want that with the independent living as well. But assisted living is a higher level of care. They will help you with showers a couple of times a week. They will make sure that you're okay on a regular basis. And if you start to have incontinence issues, or you start to need help with ambulation, we see that, there's a lot of support there for that level of care. Memory care units also are kind of parallel to assisted living, but memory care units typically are locked down. It's usually for people with senile dementia. You'll see a lot of structure in memory care units because we want to reduce anxiety and stress for our person who may be having memory deficits. They really like, a regimen. You get up at a certain time, you go, and it reduces stress for people with dementia. So memory care units typically have a lot of structure. The next level of care is nursing home care, and that's for people who really require round-the-clock care. There's a medical provider on staff at all times, and there'll be a lot of check-ins, a lot of help getting out of bed to go to the bathroom or get to meals. We want to make sure our people are getting out of bed and moving. Even if all they do is move from a bed to a chair, just the movement is really important for our brains and for our bodies. And it helps us with engaging and making sure that we don't get bed sores and some other medical conditions that can happen when we stay in bed all the time. So those are the levels of care. Some other care settings that I've seen recently that I really like are things called family care homes. And this really can be at the assisted living level. And I've really enjoyed kind of visiting those places. They seem to have more of a family feel. So if that's an option in your area, I encourage you to take a look at that. Okay, these are some of the different levels of care for senior living, and I hope it's been helpful to you. I'm Shannon.